Yeah, it's just as far as this whole Epstein thing goes, it's a broader issue because what they want, the reason why they're peddling in children, whether they're 9 or 16, it's one very specific reason. It's because you're stupid. When you're young, you're stupid. And you'll go along with whatever seems good at the time. You're easy to manipulate. You're not fully developed. And that's what they're doing to the whole of the American public. Why do you think your education system sucks fucking ass? Because they want you to be stupid. Why do you think it's hard to make a living? Because they want you to be poor and desperate. If you're stupid, poor, and desperate, the people with all the resources can make you do whatever they want simply by asking. And you'll do it. Because you're stupid, poor, and desperate. So the way they're treating these little girls, it's a broader issue. That's the way they see the rest of you. That's the way they're treating the rest of you. You people should be far angrier about this than you apparently are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to visually show you how gross and disgusting and heartbreaking this is. And remember, that's you you're looking at. That's how they see you. Do you get it? Better open your eyes. That's how they see you.
They wave a few dollars in front of you and you're like a trained seal.
No shit. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the New World Order broadcast. We are coming to you live from the end of the world. I am your host, the Hat Man. I am joined once again in the studio by Harry, the Tax Man, and he is joined by two friends, Erwin Schiff and Joe Bannister, back from the dead and in the form of puppets for your amusement, because that is the afterlife we all have to look forward to. And I am joined in the studio by this wonderful device that I was just playing with. Harry decided to buy a theremin for the studio. It's a beginner theremin by Stylophone. It's not a fully traditional theremin. You have the antenna that you can get your hand close to the antenna, and then it gives you the waveform sound. But then the other one, where you would have a second antenna, it has a little slide bar so you can actually hit specific notes. So it's a good beginner theremin. I've never played it before, Harry, and it is so much fun. What made you decide to get a theremin for the studio?
Why not? Let's go back to 1920 with the old movies. The silent movies when they used to run that.
Seriously.
When it was a serious instrument back in 1930s and people used to play them.
Dude, I actually do want to get really good at it.
We're going to make you the Jimi Hendrix of that. And you're going to play the Star Spangled Banner with your hand.
Oh my God. If I can get to the point where I could play something on this thing and people would recognize what I'm trying to play, you can't really hit specific notes. So it's kind of like guess which song I'm burping. You ever play that at the bar with your friends?
No, I didn't hang out in the bars too much.
Oh, okay. Well, there's like a game. It's popular with guys if you're at the bar with your friends. You get a little drunk and you're like, guess which song I'm burping? And then you try to burp like the Star Spangled Banner or Happy Birthday.
Maybe we can make a new secret language on that. And only to our people, they could understand it.
Only us and the aliens would understand it. Woo!
Yeah. Woo! Oh, like the old science fiction movies from the 50s.
Yeah.
Do you remember how silly they were?
Oh my God. They're classics though. Some of those are fucking classics. Like Reanimator. They're you can't get better than that. They're so campy that they went past being bad and they came back to being good again. You know what I mean? They're so bad that they're good.
Oh, it's better than some of the movies today.
Yeah, no shit. But this thing is so much fucking fun. And I think we're going to have this out and ready to go every single podcast that we do from now on. So my goal is to annoy Talking Head with this thing as much as possible. I want to get to the point where, like, when he says something that I think is stupid, I want to get to the point where I want to go on the theremin and see if I can make it go wah wah. Yeah, okay. I think I'd really enjoy that. Yeah, man, but this thing is really fucking cool. I'm so happy with it. I'm going to put a link to it in the description. It's a stylophone theremin. It's like $120. It's on Amazon. And it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of shit you can do with it. All those little dials and everything, they all have very unique effects. It's really fucking cool, man. Thanks for getting that, man. It's fun. I'm surprised you don't play with it more. I play with it more than you do.
Hey, this is studio property now. This belongs to the production man. Remember, I'm only the production man. You're the star of the show.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, right. Belongs to the New World Order. There you go.
Do we get a tax write-off on it?
We don't pay fucking taxes.
Right.
What do we look like? Chumps? Like all of you? No. No, we are not. We are the elite. We are on the inside. We don't pay taxes. That's for you poor people. We don't do that. You've noticed that the world is ugly. Ever wonder why? Here's one reason you haven't thought of. They've turned your living room into a waiting room. Look at the modern, classy home. It's not decorated, it's sterilized. 50 shades of beige. Furniture that has no history, no soul, no personal meaning, and most importantly, no risk. Why? Because we've been trained to fear standing out more than we fear disappearing into the crowd. That minimalist look isn't a style choice, it's a survival mechanism. It's the visual equivalent of wearing a gray hoodie so nobody looks at you on the subway. And you'll say that beauty is expensive. Consider this. 100 years ago, during the Art Deco movement, actual beauty was mass-produced for the middle class. Bold form, color, and personality. And you had choices. Today, we get disposable garbage from Burlington Coat Factory, Walmart, and Home Goods. And it all looks the same. The media tells you to be afraid. Be afraid of war, famine, riots. Be afraid of judgment. If you don't buy our brand of deodorant, then you'll never get laid. Be afraid of being tacky. Be afraid of your own heritage and identity. Study your heritage. Feel like you have a unique identity as long as you buy the same shit that everybody else does. And guess what? When you're afraid, you consume. You buy the same algorithm-approved aesthetic so that you are not ostracized. Visual conformity is the disease, and that beige painting from the home section of your big box retailer is the prescription. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Real luxury isn't quiet. It's bold. It's loud. It's the willingness to hang something on your wall that might not match your sofa, but matches you. You feel good whenever you come home to it. You feel human. You're not a dollar bill that's meant to be loved by everyone, and you're not an algorithm-produced brand or ideal consumer archetype. You are an individual. Your home is the only place where you get to be the dictator. why would you decorate it like it's a dentist's waiting room? So here's the good news. You can support art that actually means something. Art that's about subjective beauty, personal truth, occult exploration, and human connection. All the things that make it worthwhile to be a human in the first place. That's why I create every piece that you see at newworldorderart.com. When you buy my art, you're not just buying a painting. You're making a statement about your unique tastes and perspectives. And not everyone has to like it. That's okay. How boring would the world be if everybody was the same? Well, you tell me. You're living it right now. It's not great, is it? This work won't be available to museums or galleries. They're for you, the people that still remember what it means to be human. Go to newworldorderart.com right now. That's NWONOWART.com. Sign up for our newsletter and get 10% off your first order. This is your chance to own a piece of the resistance.
Well, it's growing. It's getting there.
Yeah, man. So you just had some good news. Somebody we're going to talk about later in the podcast. I think her name is... What's her name again? Christy something?
Caitlin Powell. She's a woman that is... She's, 38 years old, and she finally freed herself from, I call it the system or the world.
Yeah.
And she freed herself.
Yeah.
But it's like she's 38 years old, and I'm old enough to be her father.
She has a lot of cool videos.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
She is very into freeing herself, and she has freed her soul from this change of this world.
She's very into freeing herself in every way possible, from consciousness to media manipulation to financial to taxes, anything that is a lie that chains most people to the world and the system, the matrix, as it were. She's very interested in loosening those ties from herself, and I think she's an admirable person from what I've seen, and a lot of her videos are very interesting.
Yes, she is, and she's there's a lot of things that she speaks of that people should realize, maybe that's in my life. Maybe I should get rid of those chains. Yeah,
it's inspirational, absolutely. And when you're inspired, when you see somebody like that that's actually doing it, that's going out there and living an unconventional life and fearlessly and then crushing it, which she apparently is in many ways, it inspires you to try to do the same thing. And I think that's important.
Yeah, well, it's a growing period.
Sure. I'm going to see if we can get her Linktree link in the description for the video, because from the few videos, so don't go rolling through her social media and then find one video where, a year ago she admitted that she was a white supremacist and be like, oh my God, the Hat Man's endorsing this person. Listen, I watched a few of her videos and I thought they were very inspiring. I like her. I'm generally a good judge of character. I hate myself, so that's a good metric. I am a good judge of character, and no, I think she's worth checking out, so I'll put a link to her shit. But she got back to you today because you sent her some messages. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I've been trying to hook up and try to hook up the both Comcast together and do like a video thing like you did with some businesses, talking to somebody across the country about some of your business deals.
Yeah, what was it? Vertical marketing or strategic marketing alliances?
Yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah. It's good. I think what it seems like you're doing is it seems like you're trying to get in touch with your tribe. You're trying to meet your people.
Well, maybe get to see who the real person you are.
Sure. But I mean, you're finding a lot of people who, because I mean, your big thing is, and you've been obsessed with this at least since I've met you, is income taxes are illegal, unconstitutional. The 16th Amendment was never ratified, which supposedly makes income tax is constitutionally legal.
You're not a U.S. citizen according to the IRS code?
You're not a U.S. citizen. You are a strongman corporation that is validated and created by your birth certificate. That's why anytime you have financial documents, your name is spelt in all capital letters. Ever wonder about that? Why that is? It's not just to draw your attention to it, that it is to you. When your name is spelt all in capitals, they are not addressing you, the sovereign citizen. They are addressing you, the strongman corporation that was created when you got a birth certificate.
Yes. Well, that was your parents.
Yeah.
You can't make a contract when you're first born. What do you know? You can't even speak.
Well, that speaks to the thing we were talking about the other day, that children are essentially property.
Wake up, children.
Yeah. But yeah, and you've been singularly obsessed with this at least since I've met you. And now it seems like you're kind of on, especially the last couple weeks, you're kind of on an online crusade where you're finding people that have the same ideas that you have and are actively promoting those ideas out in the world, and seemingly, who knows, but seemingly are having some success with it. And you reached out to a few of these people, but this woman actually got back to you, and she actually has not yet freed herself from pay. She believes that they are illegal. She sees the validity in the argument, but she has not yet done it for herself.
Well, she hasn't caught tax exempt yet. She owns a business, and she just contacted me tonight, and she watched our 2-hour video.
Okay.
From the New
She
World
watched
Order,
Death and Taxes.
and she said, "Do I have to go to court for years?" And I told her, "No, I did it for you. I was in the battle, and things that was 20 years ago, and
you kind of walked over the coals and figured it out."
Yes, I was the point man.
Yeah.
In the war,
right?
And I took the chance, like the original tax movement back in the 80s and 90s. They took the chance. Some of them got burnt. Some of them survived, but there's a couple of them that used the basic principles, and so far the IRS has not taken them to court, could not answer them. In fact, one is Freedom Law School. They've been going back and forth to court, but they haven't convicted them of anything, and they stuck to court.
Right.
Now, this new guy, Chris Burke, from the Freedom Law Group, he gives you an 82-page ebook with all the basic principles on how to approach it.
Yeah.
But what gets me is he's charging you $1,700 for his program. Now, is it worth $1,700 to free yourself for the next 40 years?
Well, I mean, listen, if you're making $100,000 a year, you're paying about $30,000 a year in taxes before your deductions and your tax breaks that they give you for, first-time homeowner, how many kids, dependents that you have, etc. So $1,700 seems like chump change.
My program's still free, people.
Yeah, exactly. But so we're gonna start digging into these guys in a minute. But let me ask you a question. When you see these people that are trying to go there, so all these people are trying to go tax exempt, and they keep ending up in court. But on the side, they're selling their programs that apparently don't work. No. Because they keep ending up in court, but they're making money on their programs that are landing them up in court. Does that make you a little? Does it make you jealous? No. Does it make you angry? How do you feel about that?
No, it don't make me angry. What it does is, it's not the people's fault. There's nothing wrong with their programs. What's wrong is the courts. The courts have lied to you, and they have deceived the people for years, and they're still playing their game. But you got to get them to a point where they don't want to answer you, and you're not worth the trouble.
Right.
I may escape through the cracks.
Right.
But
the thing that I always think of is, if you were selling something and if you were popular, I think maybe they would still consider you worth the trouble. I think the reason why you fell through the cracks as easily as you did was because you did it the right way. You have a system that works, but also they didn't see you as an existential threat to their institution.
That may be true. I may not be worth the battle.
So these people that are promoting this, I don't think they're ever going to get out of court because the IRS is going to continually see them as a threat.
Continue the game.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, as far as them beating the IRS outright in court, the judges won't allow that. But if you tie them up enough, you're too cost effective that they don't want to deal with you.
Dude, the big thing to me, I don't know if that's exactly how you did it. If that's exactly what the end was. Because you see, if they just stopped coming after you for taxes, I'd be like, yeah, that's probably what it is. You just gave them enough of a hard time, they don't want to deal with you anymore. But on top of them not coming after you for taxes for the last 20 years, that's a lot of money. On top of that, the year that you got your settlement from the IRS, they paid you back. They wrote you a check for your entire year's worth of income taxes. So to me, that says not only is this guy not worth coming after anymore, but also he's kind of proven his point because the IRS is not in the habit of writing checks.
No, they're not. They don't like to give the money back.
No.
And they got a thing called pride and arrogance. And the thing is, when you face an IRS agent, or especially, and you start using their code book against them, and they're not taught to use it, they kind of say, I don't understand this.
Right.
I went to Wilkes-Barre to the IRS office.
Well, they're basically, all the IRS agents that you deal with are basically glorified clerks. Unless they're carrying a gun and knocking on your door, they're just glorified clerks.
The only people carry guns are the ATF.
No, the IRS does too now. That happened during the Biden administration, dude.
Lately,
that was a big news story.
Carrying guns.
Right, that was a big news story.
Is it legal? I don't know.
But then again, in the movie Harry's War, which is where you have your moniker from, those IRS agents were carrying guns too. So I think they always have.
That was the criminal investigation.
Right, it's a special branch of the IRS. But when you go there, if you get audited, you're basically dealing with a glorified clerk. They don't know the law any better than you do.
They don't. So people wake up, get a copy of the IRS code, read it, get some of the information from some of the people that are pushing this, and study. And then think, can I free myself? Yes, you can, but it takes a little growing of a set of balls.
A little bit.
A little bit.
You don't have to have them grown to the point where you're carrying them around
I'm not
in a wheelbarrow, but you do have to have some balls.
I'm not a rhinoceros.
You got to go be able to stand up and go against the herd.
Yeah. You got to speak your mind and believe it.
Yeah. You have to believe it and you have to pursue it. You can't just think about it. You have to do something about it. This is something that I could never really sink my teeth into because for most of my life, I have not been a W-2 employee.
Right.
I've been private contractor and I've had my own business for most of my life. So I am tax liable,
Well, but
constitutionally tax liable. I do have to file.
Well, the thing is, I was just a wage earner, so
right.
That people understand one thing: if you work for somebody and they're paying you wages, they are not an agent for the IRS. They are not a collection agency for them or a withholding agent. You can stop them from taking any taxes out of your pay,
and that's the first step.
And that's the first step. But if you got a business, an LLC, S corporation, whatever, and when you fall into their trap, then you got to follow the rules. Once you declare yourself a non-U.S. citizen,
and when you do that is when you sign the W-4. Right.
That's when you free yourself, right. And you're not obligated to follow their rules.
You sign the W-4, you are declaring yourself a strawman corporation.
Well,
that's
you're
liable to
agreeing
tax.
with them,
yeah,
and you're volunteering, your thing because you believe that it's right. Well, you got to break that camel's back. That's the first thing.
Sure.
And my main fights were with the state courts and my job and everything. I had to take them to court first to whip their ass. Mm-hmm. And once I whipped their ass and they made me tax exempt, then I knew I had them. But then again...
So let's go through this step by step, because we have gone into depth into the theory. You guys, first of all, your movement should have a catchy name. That's just good branding. And it doesn't. So what do we want to call it? Do we want to call it the anti-tax movement? Is that good enough for now?
If you could call it a tax movement, anti-tax movement, or a constitutional republic movement.
Okay, let's call it the constitutional tax movement. Okay. The theory behind the constitutional tax movement that I kind of feel like you proved when the IRS wrote you a fucking check. I mean, the proof's in the pudding.
Yeah.
The theory is, like I said before, that income taxes for wages for labor is unconstitutional. The 16th Amendment was never ratified. And basically, when you file your taxes every year, it's a big scam. Everybody does it because everybody does it. It's kind of like the old saying, nobody drives in New York City. There's too much traffic. Well, wait a second. If there's too much traffic, that means everybody's driving. You know. So it's kind of like that old fallacy. And the reason why people file taxes in America is because everybody else does.
But my father did it. My grandfather did it. I believe the tax lawyer. I believe my CPA. Guess what? They're all lying to you.
And I think people kind of like busy work. Can I make a guilty confession to you? Listen to this. How fucked up is this? When I started my business, this was the first business I had. I started a few businesses that made zero money when I was a kid, basically. I just always had that entrepreneurial spirit. I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to work for myself. The first business that I had that I knew was going to make money, I got very excited when I went and bought a ledger from Staples, and I understood that I was going to have to keep my receipts so that I could properly write off all my expenses. Because you know what? You know why I got excited about that?
What?
It made me feel legitimate.
Oh, no guilty feeling.
And now I feel totally stupid about it. That I felt good. I felt good about keeping my paperwork for the IRS. I mean, Jesus Christ, they're like the fucking mafia. But it made me feel legitimate. And I think that most people, even if they're W-2 wage earners today, people like busy work. It kind of makes them feel like they're part of the tribe, part of the system.
Tribal mentality.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, I can't be the only person that felt that way when they started a business. Like, oh my God, I have to write off my expenses. Oh my God, I'm legit. And, you know, even if you're just a regular wage earner, I think that there's a certain amount of the same pride that goes into it. You get to look over your year, see how much money you made,
I'm part of the
see how smart you were about taking advantage of the tax code. Oh, I had another baby. I get to write that off. You know what I mean?
That's another $2,500 deductible.
Yeah. Which, by the way, and we brought this up on a very old podcast, the entire tax code is not about making sure that you pay your fair share. It's about social engineering. When the government wants the vast majority of the population to do something, like buy a home, have another kid,
get a driver's license.
Yeah, whatever it is, they're going to give you a tax break for doing that thing. It largely is simply a method of social engineering. I mean, your income taxes do not even begin to cover the annual spending budget of our government.
Off the interest that will never be paid off.
Right. It's ridiculous.
That's what President Reagan said in '82 about the Rose Commission. Not one dime of this money will pay off the budget. It only pays off the interest.
Yeah. And a really good movie to watch on YouTube if you want to see how the Federal Reserve works and how our money is created. First of all, every dollar in your pocket does not represent wealth or positive value. Every dollar in your pocket or in your bank account represents debt. Every single dollar that you have in your possession is owed eventually back to the Federal Reserve. It's owed to someone else. So all of our money is created by debt. What was the name of the fucking film? They have a few versions of it now out on YouTube and everywhere else. I forget the name of it, but people can look it up. It goes back to the Venus Project. I forget the guy's name that's trying to engineer the future, where we don't need money. But the way the Federal Reserve works right now is a Federal Reserve Bank is allowed to loan out as much money as it can, and the only thing they need to physically have in their reserves is 10% of their total loans. So when you go to the bank, let's make it real simple. If you go to a Federal Reserve Bank, which most banks are, and you want to take out a $100,000 loan, the only requirement for that bank to give you a $100,000 loan is that they have $10,000 in reserves.
Right.
As long as they have $10,000 in reserves, they can give you a $100,000 loan. Now, what happens to the bank when they loan you that money that they don't have is they go into their little ledger and they put plus $100,000. That's on top of the 10% reserve that they needed to legally be able to loan you the money. So they just created $100,000 out of thin air, grabbed it from the ether. And now in your ledger, now to you, it's debt. You get to put minus $100,000. So my point is, the way that our system works, and the only reason they have a fractional reserve system of 10% is that was in mathematical theory what was necessary to prevent escalated inflation from happening too quickly. They knew that it would happen eventually. And we hit the cap of the theoretical limits for inflation in the 90s. Think about that for a second. We hit the mathematical, theoretical cap for inflation in the 90s. When the system was invented, that was the theoretical cap. We hit it 26 years ago. We're way beyond it. So every dollar that you have was created out of thin air, and it all represents debt. That's the way money is created. When the government needs money, they go to the Federal Reserve, they issue bonds at interest. The Federal Reserve loans the money that they create out of thin air. That's the way it works. Your income taxes do not begin to pay back the interest on that debt. Okay? So, I mean, income taxes, to make a long story short, it's not about supporting your country and making sure you pay your fair share. It is largely social engineering. They just want you to behave in a certain way.
The money cartel loves your money.
Well, they create the
or
money.
Or they create the problem.
It's an idea. Money's just an idea. It has absolutely no positive value, which when I found this out, it blew my fucking mind. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's just all make-believe is land of Oz. And that's what it is, and you want to believe it? You can believe in anything you want, but there's physically is not just paper.
Now here, the reality of money is if I have a lot of it, I don't have a whole lot to worry about.
No.
But literally, the way the system is set up is you just own debt. You don't own wealth, you own debt. Yeah.
Oh, what happens when they can't get any of your money?
Yeah.
Then you broke the chain.
Well, now they do not have the ability to manipulate your actions in the market because now you are free of the tax code. Yeah. All the tax code is, they're trying to manipulate your actions in the market.
Well, if I ever hit the lotto and for big money, I would write. First of all, if you hit a lotto, you got to go to the lotto office and turn in the ticket. And I would say, I want the check, but I want my check deposit in X and X bank. Here's the account number. And they say, well, what's your Social Security number? Social Security has nothing to do with the lottery. It's another lie, people. Yeah, so therefore,
I have no idea what the protocol is for winning the lottery. I've never won, so lottery, I don't know. Do they ask you for your social? Is that a thing?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
And then they ask you about your status. Well, my status is a no U.S. citizen, and I'm not a corporate citizen, so I'm not.
You're not a corporate citizen. You're still a U.S. citizen.
I'm not part
or a state citizen, rather.
I'm not part of the IRS code,
right?
Because I'm not that U.S. citizen from the federal corporation, so therefore I'm not subject to taxes. And I think that's going to give a trouble to the lottery people because they ain't going to understand that.
Yeah. Well,
they understand a lot of things.
Yeah. Listen, man. If you win and you have any problem with that, I'll take care of it for you. All I need is 10%.
Yeah. Let's see what your CPA say about that.
I hope that dude's still alive. He was a good dude. The entire time I was running my business, I never paid $1 in taxes. He really walked me through it.
Yeah, well, he applied the law the way it was written, and it was perfectly legal, just like Trump does.
Yeah, well, he admitted that too in that speech. He was like,
of course.
I know that the system is broke, and I know that it's crooked. You know how I know? Because I take advantage of it. I know it's even Dave Chappelle, when he was hosting Saturday Night Live, he had a whole bit about it. He's like, that N-word just told you the truth. You should listen.
Yeah, well, the truth is hard to swallow sometimes.
Yeah.
So the thing is, just people you got to study, open up a book, read the IRS code. I got Black's Law Dictionary, the IRS code, the U.S. code at all, and they're all like 3-4 inches thick, and I read them.
So let's do this. Let's walk people briefly through your system. There's a few steps. And then what we want to do today is we want to take a look at people who are active today in the constitutional tax movement. I think that's important for a lot of people because when you do something, if there's no precedent, and this irritates me about humanity, don't get me wrong, when you're doing something that nobody else does or has done, everybody looks at you like you're a fucking kook. I think that's ridiculous. I mean, that's why all of our geniuses throughout history have been largely
labeled
heretics and idiots and insane until after their death. So I don't think it's a good attribute of humanity, but it is true. I mean, if you're doing something that nobody else is doing, people think you're crazy. Now, Harry the Taxman is crazy, unequivocally. I'll say that. He is insane. But it's not because of his beliefs about the unconstitutionality of taxes in America. There's a lot of people that are behind this, and we're going to take a look at a few of the people that are active right now in this movement. But Harry, you were looking at a statistic the other day. How many people in America no longer pay income taxes?
80 million.
That's crazy. There's only 300 and something million people in this country. That's a lot of fucking people.
Almost 1/3 of the country has found systems to break the chains.
Yeah, I mean, it's no wonder that they're so frightened of this information. I mean, if everybody decided to, no, I don't constitutionally have to pay income tax. Oh my God, they just lost a huge method of controlling the populace.
You just put the Federal Reserve out of business.
No, I wouldn't say that, but you definitely took away their method of manipulating the markets.
Yeah, of course.
By and large.
Right. First thing is you got to learn how to get tax exempt.
Right. So the first step, number one, is you have to have your employer stop withholding from your paycheck. That's step number one, because if they have your money, it's a lot harder to get it back from them. If they don't have it in the first place, you set yourself in the seat of authority and power. So first step is to make sure your money stays in your pocket. You have to stop the withholding.
Second point, your payroll clerk is not a employee of the IRS.
Right.
So therefore, they are stealing your money, and if you told them, well, you're not an employee of the IRS, and, well, we're following orders of the government. You got a court order? If they say no, well, I'm going to sue your butt.
And that's exactly what you did with your boss.
I did.
And you won.
I did.
Yeah.
I took the head payroll clerk, and I went...
And you worked for the city.
Yes.
And you still won. You worked for the city of New York, and you still won. That's a government job, and you won.
And I went against the actuary, who's the guy who measures the insurance liability in the company.
Okay.
And I told him, hey, Mr. DeVito, because he looked like Dan DeVito. I said,
Mr. DeVito,
if you threaten to fire me or you try to put me out there, see your ass, the wind's going to fly by so much you'll be in federal court, and I could put you in jail.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, and they said nothing.
So but the threat didn't work. You did have to take them to court, correct?
No, I took the IRS to court.
No. I'm talking about your employer.
Oh, the New York City Transit, I did take the court.
Right.
We had to go to state court, and then again, I took them to federal court, and that's when they backed down. Because they had about 4 lawyers facing me.
Okay.
And I did a little trick.
Yeah.
I handed them the IRS code book. Show me the law. Show me the law. Show me the law.
Well, that's exactly what Irving Schiff did in that documentary, Freedom to Fascism.
Yeah.
Isn't that the name of it, that documentary, Freedom to Fascism?
Yeah,
by that famous director?
Aaron Russo.
Aaron Russo, that's right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, great documentary. Check it out. Freedom to Fascism by Aaron Russo. Irving Schiff's in that. He hands him the book, says, show me the law. Nobody can fucking do it. So you did that in court.
Well, that's what this new thing, Freedom Law Group, is got on the ebook. They actually show you that there is no law. They had a commissioner. They had Joe Bannister's boss who fired Joe Bannister.
Now, before you tell the story, tell everybody who Joe Bannister is.
Joe Bannister is a former BACF agent that back in '97 he got heard that income tax was illegal, so he investigated. 2-year study into the federal law library, and he said, the man's right. Went to his boss giving the report, and the boss says, Joe, you're going to retire. And the boss that fired him, when they went to court about 10 years later, his boss says, I cannot find a law to pay income tax.
Yeah.
And he was like the head of the BAATF.
Okay.
So therefore,
BAATF. What's that?
Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
Oh, okay. Bureau. Okay, I got it. It's
Right.
usually just called ATF.
Those are the legal taxes that have to be paid.
Correct.
Under commercial code.
Right. Okay, so now people know Joe Bannister was an ATF agent. Right. That's the hill he died on. And
that's Joe, right here.
There you go. That's Joe.
How are you, Joe?
Those puppets created by the Great White Huntress. Shout out. She's no longer selling them publicly, but she does a great job. So now people know who Joe Bannister is. He's an ATF agent that decided to check out if income taxes were actually legal or not. Decided from the research that he did that they were not. And he died on that hill. And it's really interesting in corporate culture, and you'll see this if you watch the show Succession on HBO, great show. When you take somebody out in corporate culture, it's called killing them. I mean, these people are so wrapped up in their egocentric competitive worlds that if you lose at the game, they consider you dead. It's almost like that South Park episode where they were making fun of people getting off social media. It's like, no, she's going to destroy her Twitter account. And everybody was treating it like a suicide. Like she actually killed herself.
If you want this story about Joe Bannister, to go to www. Agent for Freedom, Joe Bannister, you get his whole story.
Okay. Now, what was the story that you were telling about him before I interrupted you? Do you remember?
Well, the employees, when they had the court hearing, his boss couldn't prove it, and the jury says, wait a minute, his boss can't prove it, so why they put him on charges for? So he was found not guilty of conspiracy.
Okay, good.
All right. And that's his story. And now he works in California. He works as a CPA and something else. And he hasn't filed a 1040 since 2006.
Good for him. That's awesome.
All right. Now the story with Irving Schiff, he created the Fifth Amendment returns in the 80s. He created the zero returns.
And this is where most of your system comes from. So let's go to step 2.
That's my seed.
Right. So step 2. So first you have to get your employer to stop withholding.
Right.
And what's step 2?
Step 2 is you have to get the federal mafia and make a zero return.
So you get the book The Federal Mafia by Irving Schiff,
Yep.
and he'll teach you how to create a zero return.
Right.
Okay.
And do not sign the purge records.
Right.
That's
That's the big thing.
That's the hook. Now, what do? You could sign under UCC code, reserve all my rights, but they won't recognize that. You got to have a bigger hammer.
So what do?
I made a 264 tax statement.
It's 264 pages.
Yes, yes. And in that perjury box, in nice red letters.
See my statement?
Read my tax statement. My Social Security number was not on my tax statement.
Okay.
All right, that I cut that right out. And it took 2 years to get my refund. But I got a letter from Texas. They gave me a receipt, and they could not explain it. And in 2 years, they had to give me my refund. That broke it.
Okay.
And from that day on, I have not filled out another 1040.
Yeah.
And I have not. My tax statement, I take 10 pages, send it to them. And that's what I said to them. And then again, I have another trick.
Okay.
On the envelope you send to the IRS with your little tax statement, on the outside you said, signed under UCC Code 1031A, reserve all my rights on Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
Okay.
With the green card, they send it back to me.
Green card is certified mail, right?
Certified mail.
Certified return receipt.
Right. I get the card back unsigned with the package. They refuse the package.
Yeah, I've seen this happen. It's pretty wild.
Here's the trick. If they sign for it, then they're acknowledging the fact that it's true, and you broke the chain again.
Right.
So therefore, maybe my system is a backdoor way, but I broke them. Mm-hmm. So therefore, every once in a while.
What I like about you is you never say, I guarantee you this will work. What you do say is, I can tell you honestly
what I did,
that this works for me. Now, you can try it. You may have different results. I don't know what's going to happen, but it worked for me.
Right.
Here's the proof.
Here's the information.
Right.
Here's what you have to apply. I cannot do it for you. I cannot do your tax return because that will put me back in business. But here is the information how to apply it to yourself. Everyone has a different agenda or a different setup.
Much differently than most people that are doing this now on the scene, you're giving this away for free.
Right. Why not?
Because you like money?
No. I want to free you and let you get the money because you deserve it as a human being.
I understand. This is a crusade for you.
Right.
I gotcha.
Now, if I did it and sold it as a program, okay, then it would be a conflict with them and they could say I'm running as a business. Then I would probably end up in court.
And what you get accused of is selling tax fraud.
Yeah,
as
tax fraud, conspiracies. Defrauding the government and all this stuff like that. But I'm not defrauding them. I'm just telling them what the law is. And if they want to challenge me, but then again, when I got the letter from the Department of Justice that said we are no longer interested in your case.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
That's the Treasury Department.
That's kind of the response that you want.
I was surprised at that. The Department of Treasury don't want to talk to me.
Right.
Of course they don't want to talk to me because I probably know the rules better than they do. And if the lawyers want to get into it, guess what, people? Lawyers belong to the bar.
What he's about to say, I will neither confirm nor deny. I've looked into this. I cannot find any good, solid information on this. And also YouTube, I am a trans man.
Yeah.
With that being said...
who cares about that?
Fuck YouTube. Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
Lawyers belong to the bar. British Accredited Registry, a.k.a. Lawyers Guild of Great Britain. They are in violation of the 1938 Foreign Registration Act, and they have no right to be in an American court.
What you're saying is they're acting as foreign agents. That's what you're saying. By the way, TikTok and YouTube, I am a trans man.
They're a lawyers guild for Great Britain. Where the hell we live? This ain't Britain. Oh, I forgot a very important thing. We did not win the Revolutionary War. We signed a treaty, and they still consider us a colony. And we're under common law. Gee, I wonder where that information's going to go.
We did an entire podcast on that, and I think the title card says the United States of Great Britain.
Yes, the United States of Great Britain.
That didn't get a lot of views on YouTube, but it got a lot of views on the other platforms.
But the point is, check them out, and when I went up against the local DA, Ray Tonkin in Pike County, and I brought that to his attention, and he walked away from me. Gee, did I insult you, Ray? Sorry, Ray.
Yaw. Yaw.
Oh, go cry in your beer.
Yaw. So that's step 2. So step 1, you have to stop them from withholding, and you have to go, to your company for that. You have to tax exempt. When you fill out the tax paperwork for your company that you work for, you have to put tax exempt. And then step 2 is you have to do a zero return. You get the book, The Federal Mafia by Irwin Schiff. I think you can buy it on eBay right now for about $60. No,
they're up to about 80, 120.
I've seen it for 60. I think you can still get it for 60. Well worth it either way, but it teaches you how to do a zero return. And by the way, Harry is very interested in talking to people one-on-one. We were talking about this earlier today, which I am not. I like to put things out in the world and see what happens. Not interested to talking to any of you motherfuckers one-on-one. But Harry is. Yeah. So if you can't afford The Federal Mafia by Irwin Schiff for any reason,
I'll come to your house and I'll bring it.
You're not flying anywhere.
No.
But send us a DM. Harry will get in touch with you. He sucks at typing. I'll help you guys out. I'll facilitate it. We'll set you up with like a video chat or something. And he'll teach you how to do a zero return because he's got the book. If you can't afford it, he'll show you how to do it.
Yeah. Plus, I have another book called The Law That Never Was by Bill Benson.
Right.
And I paid maybe $70 for the book. Guess what? It's on eBay for $340 now.
Ooh, so look at you, the collector.
And the book was printed in 1985.
Ooh.
It's the actual vote that went on in Congress in 1913.
Ooh.
And it proved that the Federal Reserve Act was never properly ratified.
It was never ratified, yeah. That's the big argument. And I've seen copious amounts of evidence for that. It's interesting. I'm not going to say that I 100% believe it, but the evidence that I've seen and the lack of refuting evidence, it's fucking interesting. It's very interesting. So that's step 2, file a zero return. Is there a step 3, or is that pretty much it?
Just keep on studying and reading. Learn how to make a legal brief, or get a Black's Law Dictionary, which is $85, and look up the legal definitions.
Okay.
And then again, if you do get a letter from them, You send them a letter and you send them the legal definitions. You send them a copy of what the law is from the IRS.
Now that's part of this one guy. That's part of his program here. Right. From what you told me, I didn't look into it, but this Chris Hughes guy that we're going to take a look at, he has form letters that if the IRS challenges your zero return, he has form letters set up that you'll just have, and you can print it out and just send it off to them.
No, he actually does the letters and sends it to you, but he don't guarantee results.
Yeah, of course.
He says it's
neither do you, and that's honest.
Right.
I that doesn't bother me when people can't guarantee results. That just, to me, that's like you're being honest.
Right.
I get it.
That's what I believe, and if you don't get the same results, it's not my fault.
It's like when my stepmother came to me and she was like, I want you to put a curse on my ex-husband because she's abusing my daughters and I want them all under my roof. And I said, okay, I can't guarantee results. Now, did it work? Yes. Were all three of her teenage daughters under her roof within the year? Yes. It fucking worked. And she was none too happy. She forgot how much she didn't want those kids living under her roof. However, it did work, but I'd never, I can't guarantee anything's going to happen, but I'll do my best.
We don't know what this is. Now, the Freedom Law Group gives you this ebook free, 82 pages, and it's written right. It's 100% correct, and it ends up that he charges you $1,700 for the 23-page legal document that it gives you.
Yeah, we have the Freedom Law book up here. I'm sorry. So the ebook is free, but how much is his? He has like a course or something.
His services start at $1,700,
and that's a course plus the letters.
That's the letter, and he says all his people, all his clients did, after they send that to the IRS, those people don't hear from the IRS anymore.
That's kind of what you fucking want. I'd say that's a
right.
Positive.
That's it. You freed yourself.
Right.
Now,
so let's take a look at. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, now there's another thing called Freedom Law School. That's
what we have. Freedom Law Group. Are we still talking about Chris Hughes? Or are you talking about something else?
No, this is another group. But let's go to Freedom Law Group.
Freedom Law.
I approve this book. It is no.
Are we or are we not still talking about Chris Hughes? We're talking about this.
Yeah, that's
okay. That's the website I got up. Okay, stop confusing me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, but that I approve this book. It's actual law, and if you could afford the $1,700 and you believe that you could get free, do it.
Okay. Yeah, if you can afford it, you're saying that you read the book, it's well worth it.
Yeah.
So yeah, right there's a button, claim the free ebook.
Right.
So you can get the book that Harry printed out, because Harry is the paper man. He cannot have digital copies of things. He has to print everything out because the government's going to hack his computer.
Yeah, they did.
Which you say they did. I think maybe you just fucked your computer up, but I don't know. It's possible. But, so you can get that. It's 80-something pages. You read the whole thing in like an hour. I was very impressed. You're a speed reader, dude.
No,
I am such a slow reader.
No, the problem is it's old information.
How can you read an 80-page book in an hour and you can't type? Like, you type and it looks like a 5-year-old did it. What the fuck is going on with you? You're like an idiot savant. How are you a speed reader but you can't type? You don't know where to put capitals and periods.
No, but I'm not a speed reader. It's old information that
So you knew most of it already.
Well, I did it already.
Okay. So you were able to just kind of scan it and be like, yeah, this guy's on the right track.
This is right.
Okay. Fair enough.
But it's the old information to me.
Mm.
But I admit, I'm a terrible typer.
You suck.
My grammar sucks. I call a spade a spade. I may misspell a letter or two.
A letter or two. Dude, you called the one video that we got a TikTok strike on. You said Edelstein was kicked out of Key Largo by Trump when Trump figured out who he was. First of all, his name's Epstein.
Yeah.
Second of all, the place is Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Key Largo? Who the fuck is Edelstein?
Yeah. I'm not perfect, but I carry a big hammer.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm just fucking with you.
I can't be a lawyer.
No. Oh my God, no. You would be trampled underfoot. But which makes your victories in court all the more admirable. Seriously, really does. Because you're definitely a smart guy. You're just not extremely articulate.
No. Yeah. Not to the world.
Super smart, and you won. That's fucking awesome, dude.
That's all it matters.
Let's do a fist bump. Fist bump! Good job, dude.
I'll free anybody.
All right, so who else you want to talk about next? We got Chris Hughes. Who do you want to talk about? Who else is now at, and I'm going to put links in the description for all these guys if I can find them. Who do we want to talk about next?
Well, you could go to Freedom Law School.
What's Freedom Law School?
And he's got a program.
Oh, this is, I looked this up. Yeah. So I looked up Freedom Law School in Google, and it goes, reviews and reports regarding Freedom Law School run by Payman Matehadeh.
He's an Iranian.
Obviously. Overwhelmingly describe it as a tax avoidance scheme rather than a legitimate educational institution. This is from Google AI, by the way, of course. With numerous warnings that its advice leads to serious legal and financial consequences, including prison. So let's go. Let's take a journey, my friends. Let's click the forbidden link. It's forbidden, but we will click the link and we will see what happens. What hell are we being brought to? What realm of the shadows have we penetrated? All right, attorneys for Freedom Law Firm. Continue as Baphomet. This is a Yelp thing. That's not what I want. All right, I thought I was going to get the actual link. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Freedom Law School challenges tax law, taxnotes.com. Where's the actual website? freedomlawschool.org. There you go. freedomlawschool.org. Let's go to... God damn, it won't even give me the, website. It's giving me, posts. Subpage. Posts. All right. I just want the fucking website. Can we go to the main page, please? Thank you. All right. Look at this. Oh, that's a good graphic. There we go. Here we go. Restore freedom. Take 7 steps to regain your power and your freedom. Never again voluntarily pay the Washington, D.C. swamp legally and safely. Guarantee. Now, I do have to say, the one thing that I really like about this movement is the way that our tax dollars, other than going to pay off the interest, which is where it all goes because we can't pay it. But the way that our government spends money in the first place, do you really want to spend money on a government and support a government that is just using your money to fund other governments that they like in particular areas like Israel and promoting forever wars because it's good for business? I mean, is that really what you want to support? Well, you know what I mean?
How much does Israel get from us?
Hang on. Oh shit. Now there you go. My hotkeys stopped working. Go ahead.
This guy's been in, shall we say, business since 1997. He used basically urban ships, federal mafia to start off with.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Right. So he used the same starting point. But he sells forms and he has a 7-stage program and it goes up to $7,000, but he had not spent time in court. Yeah. He had not spent time in jail.
Right.
He's been to court, but every time he goes in court, they kick him out because they can't disprove what he said.
Okay, so he's doing something very similar to you,
Right.
and they're having the same attitude towards him that they have
Right.
towards you, which
Right.
is, get the fuck out of here, we don't want to deal with you.
Right.
Which is that's kind of what you want.
We don't want to hear you.
You don't, listen, if you're in a fight, you don't need your opponent to acquiesce to your victory. All you want is for them to say, you're not worth it, fuck off. Then you won. You won. That's what you want. That's the best case scenario. But my understanding is that this guy charges a lot of money for his shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does his program work? He had the same information that I had, but he does a different route.
Okay.
Mine
How does his program differ from yours?
Mine is straightforward, a little heavy-handed,
Okay.
and
Well, I would say that a 250-odd page tax statement is a little heavy-handed.
you're right, especially to a clerk.
Which, by the way, people, we have in the show notes for every single podcast that we put up. It's a shareable Google Drive link. You can just thumb through it. Some of the information is wacky. Some of it's, all of it's entertaining. And then some of it is very poignant. It makes you stop and say, never looked at it like that before. But it's there every single show. You can go check it out. It's free, 250-something pages. Knock yourself out. But go ahead. How does his system differ from yours?
But he's been in and out of court, but they have not locked him up. So therefore, if you can't prove your case for 20 years and can't lock the guy up, he's right, he's crazy, or you don't want to be bothered.
He's right, you're crazy, or you don't want to be bothered.
Right.
You know, that's it. It's not that he's crazy. If you can't you can definitely lock up crazy people. It's either he's right or you're crazy.
Whatever works. If it frees you, you won.
Yeah, it's really, because before I met you, I heard this because, you know, my algorithm on the internet is largely a lot of conspiracy stuff. And some of it I go, that's hilarious.
That's how the route.
And then I get more of it in my algorithm because I enjoy it. It doesn't mean I believe
right.
it. You know, but the tax thing was something that always ended up in my online algorithm that I thought was fascinating, but I never had the impetus or the energy to put into it because it wasn't relevant to me. I'm not a wage earner.
It's not.
So but then I met you and I was like, holy shit, not only do these people exist, but this guy is showing me a photocopy of a check from the IRS. This is fucking legit, man. There's something here. There's definitely something here.
But the point was proven.
Yeah, I would say so.
Now, there's other people that are doing this.
Now, let me ask you, but this guy seems like a little bit what Talking Head would call a shill. I don't have a problem with people earning money for the research that they've done or the talents that they have. But if this guy is in and out of court all the time, and he's charging $7,000 for his system, I mean, it seems a little... I don't know, man. This seems a little take advantage-y. I don't know what the proper word for it is.
Well, if you're at that point and you got that kind of money and you really want to free yourself, if you got the $7,000,
does he have a layaway program?
I think he does.
That's what I thought.
But every time the IRS sends you a letter, you send it to him, and he makes your paperwork, and he sends it to you.
So he's taking the fight out of it for you.
Right, he's taking the fight, and he's like your lawyer.
So actually, you know, that you're saving a lot of money because you don't need it. Yeah, that might be worth it.
If you're making $150,000 a year and you want to keep your money, $7,000 is
especially if he's taking care of it for you. You don't have to hire a lawyer, and he keeps the IRS at bay.
Information.
Yeah,
you don't have to do the study.
Yeah,
you don't have to do the legal papers.
So this is freeing yourself from the apparently fraudulent income tax system. I am a trans man. TikTok and YouTube. But it's the lazy man's weighted. I don't have a lot of time to study, and I'm not going to go to court, and I'm not going to file these forms myself, and I can't afford a high-priced lawyer to do this for me, and also the lawyers generally don't believe in this pursuit, so they're not going to help you. They're not going to take your case. But I do have $7,000 laying around. So this is like the lazy man's method.
You rather paint? You rather do your painting?
Me personally? Yeah. Well, I'm talking about somebody who believes in this cause but doesn't have the time to invest in studying it like you did.
Right.
But hey, man, I got $7,000. If this guy's going to take care of it for me, let's see what happens.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
The thing is that my system's still free, but then again, you got to do. You got to do it.
You got to do it yourself.
You got to do it yourself. You got to make an effort.
Right. So this is kind of like I wouldn't say these are scams, although they may appear that on the surface. I mean, you look at these fucking flashy graphics and shit. To me, this screams scam. This is like a really poorly designed website. I mean, like it's saccharine. All the videos of like, freedom fighters and the Declaration people and the founding fathers. And here's the Constitution. Yeah. I wouldn't give this guy $7,000. However, what you're saying is, same as everything else, you get what you pay for. Now, you got a guy here who's going to give you a free book at $1,700. He has form letters for you to keep the IRS at bay. You have this other guy with this really horrible, really tacky website. It's $7,000, and he will keep the IRS at bay for you on your behalf, almost like a lawyer. And then you have your program, which is completely free, but you got to do the fucking work yourself.
Right. Learn yourself. Teach yourself.
Right.
Don't hire a hitman for what you got to do. Do your own dirty work.
And then the last one that we wanted to go into is our pretty blonde lady friend that just got back to you in the email we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast. What's her fucking name? Caitlin Pyle.
Yeah.
CaitlinPyle.com. Become the you who inspires you. Oh, I don't have the website up. There you go. Become the you who inspires you in as little as 2 days. Discover the science-based solution to how to finally stop allowing the past to control you and start truly loving yourself again. I thought her videos are fucking inspiring. You can find her social media pages from her website. I'll put her website up, or if I can find her link tree on her Instagram, I'll post her link tree so you can see whatever you want. I really like this chick. And, I really like her. From what I've seen, I like her videos. I think that she is trying to motivate people to be their best selves, and she's made a successful little business out of it. I don't have a fucking problem with that. Yeah. I think that's cool. And, I'll put her link up there as well, and she finally got back to you. Now, she talks about, she has a little podcast, and she talks all the time about the constitutional tax movement, and she has guests on that are very involved in that movement. And, but she got back to you, and she actually hasn't pulled the trigger yet. That's interesting to me. But she is a business, so can she even?
Well, she's freed herself. She learned about herself, and she learned to free herself. She unshackled her baggage that she was carrying for a long time, and now she's a free person.
Yeah.
And she's, like I said...
Let me say this to our non-existent audience, unequivocally. I never want to be the person whose videos you watched and then you get inspired. I have no desire to inspire you. I don't particularly like you. I want your attention, your applause, and eventually your money. But I don't like you. I don't want to inspire you. But what I will do, as a caveat, is when I find something that I think might inspire you, I'll pass it along. I think we can do that.
Well, like I said, there's some people who free themselves different ways. She freed herself from religion. She freed herself from her...
that's right. Religion is a big one with her. I forgot about that.
That's the big thing with her.
Yeah, that's kind of what turned me on to her.
And she exposed a lot of the falsehoods of religion. And she unshackled herself of what the world thinks she should be.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a van she travels around.
Doesn't she like live in an RV right now? Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't even want to have a fucking property.
No, she don't want a house.
Yeah.
She don't want to be attached to a house like everybody.
That's awesome, man. Hey, man, it's like the secret organization I belong to, which will always remain nameless. I cannot name them. What does freedom mean to you? I mean, if you're happy living in a fucking, a van in the woods, go get them. What is freedom to you? If you need to be a millionaire with a nice big house and a couple cars in the driveway, good for you. Go get them. It's whatever freedom is to you. Now people ask this question all the time, especially like self-help gurus and shit. What is success? And that's a personal question. You have to end that question with to you. So the full question has to be, what is success to you? And I think for most people, if not all people, I think that you could replace the word success with freedom. I think that's what it comes down to for most people.
If you're very happy and you got your sense of freedom and you're happy with what little you got or as much as you got, and you're not a prisoner of it, you succeeded.
Right.
But if your goal is money, go after all the money in the world.
Right.
All right, that's your goal. Well, we all got to be happy at our personal level.
I just think most people would be happy to equate success with freedom.
Yes, but there's a cost to everything in life.
Oh, sure. Everything in life is a trade-off. Yeah. Absolutely.
What would you trade for your freedom? What was that in Braveheart? In the movie Braveheart?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was another different battle.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I found my freedom and I got my goal and I said it. You got your own, and if anybody out there got their goal,
I just kind of refound mine again. And it's kind of like I said to my father. We were having a conversation because since the pandemic, I've kind of been out on my heels a little bit, and I said to him, "Listen, man, having a lot of money is very important to me." But the thing that I realized about myself is I'm no longer willing to sacrifice anything to get it. Nothing. So if I'm doing something I don't want to do just for money, it's no longer worth it. Like I just kind of turned a corner in my life at middle age. I guess I'm in my second act or whatever. And I can no longer do things that I despise and be satisfied with the money that I get from it. I just can't.
Well, you disappoint people because they look at your success. Oh, he don't do this, he don't do that. Oh, what do you mean? He just wants to sit there and paint? What? He ain't gonna make no money doing that.
Yeah, a lot of people do, but most people
don't.
Well,
he's happy as a pig in shit. Let him paint.
Right.
I mean, some of these characters that I built. Oh, you heard the noise in the bedroom when it was making these characters? What the hell's going on in there?
What the hell's going on in there? I heard like a super powered vacuum pump going. I was like, what the fuck is he doing in there?
Got a factory in there? And now we have a few characters.
Yeah.
That was my creation. That was just an idea that hit me and I went for it.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever idea you have, if you want to create something, go for it.
Yeah.
You want to learn how to cook? Learn how to cook.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's people, your freedom are worth a lot more than what the world thinks of you.
Yeah. I think people, generally speaking, put far too much emphasis on... They don't really care so much how they feel about themselves. They care more about how other people see them. And then the way that they feel about themselves is almost 100% directed by how they feel other people see them.
Your appearance to other people is important because now you don't have the guilt feeling.
And I think I think it's different from pride. Before we do our podcast every week, I shave, I shower. I got this lovely red gown, so I look like a fucking
my
Chinese prostitute. I take pride in what I do, and I take pride in my appearance, and I take pride in myself and for my achievements. And I'm very honest with myself. I try to be of my shortcomings. So it's not about having pride. It's about if you can't objectively self-evaluate, if there's no space between your ego and your observation of yourself, then yeah, all you have the only feedback that you have to depend on how other people see you. And that's the biggest trap that you can have in life. If your sense of self-worth is completely dependent upon how other people assess your worth, you're going to feel like a pile of dog shit consistently, because guess what? The name of the game, especially in this country, is tear other people down in order to elevate yourself by proxy. Everybody does it. You do it. I do it. Everybody does it. If you say that you don't do it, you're fucking lying to yourself, and you need to look in the mirror. Take a second. Everybody does it. You tear other people down to elevate yourself, because it's much easier to tear other people down than to do the work to make yourself closer to the thing that you think you ought to be. And so that's the reason why you're never going to get that positive feedback from other people that you so desperately need. And I think most people are in that trap. Yeah, they can only evaluate themselves based on how other people see them.
They feed off other people's energy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, other people's opinions, their energy, the positive feedback that they get. Yeah, that's energy. I hear what you're saying. Sure.
So, learn to be free. And if somebody wants to mock you because they don't understand what you're getting to, they don't understand your point of view.
I'm gonna pack some cigarettes real quick while you're talking. Very professional of me on a podcast.
Yeah,
continue.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Mother Nature calls, don't it?
Yeah. No, I don't have to piss. I'm packing cigarettes. It's just you can hear it in the mic.
Light up your cancer stick.
How dare you? Don't you curse me with that.
Oh.
How dare you?
I'd like to get you a pack of cigarettes from Vietnam.
Why, were they better?
They weren't cigarettes.
Ooh, those. Yeah. Yeah, I can't handle that shit. Well, that's why the only thing I can do to relax is drink, because I smoke any pot and I am out on my ass. It is, especially nowadays. When I was a teenager, it was different. Back in the 90s, I could handle that shit. But nowadays, oh my God, I don't know what they've been doing to that shit.
Oh, they've been poisoning it.
They've been manipulating the genome of cannabis. Holy shit. I can't handle it anymore. Good luck, to all the people that, knock yourselves out. I can't handle it. It's too much.
Well, the drugs don't affect me anymore. I just don't care.
So listen, before we end, we looked at some people that are in the constitutional tax movement. I thought that was important because it kind of legitimizes your whole thing.
It's in the forefront right now because of all the fraud that's going on in Minnesota and all over the place.
Yeah.
And money is the issue, and people are asking, where is all my money going?
Yeah.
And people...
Well, a lot of it's going to Israel.
Well,
and the little hat people. Enjoy.
Well, the thing is, that's why it's important today. Question where the money's going. Got a bunch of idiots down in Washington giving your money away, your wealth.
Yeah, they're definitely not using it to make your life better.
No, they're definitely not.
No.
That's why we have this class warfare going on in this country right now. Ooh, I said a dirty word.
Well, we don't have it yet, but maybe we're getting there. Hey. Which, frankly, I'm a little excited about. I have my fingers crossed. Yeah. I don't know. What's his name? Luigi Mangione or whatever, and that other guy that shot the Black Rock chick. I was like, oh my God, is this the start of something? And then nothing. And if I'm wrong, send me a comment on the video, because I'd like to know what's going on. I can't handle the news anymore, man. It's too depressing. I can't stay on top of
Everything's depressing today.
It's too much.
Unless you know what the rules are, what the causes are.
Yeah.
Then you could explain it away. Then you could maybe accept it a little better.
Now, here's something I did find entertaining. Prince Andrew was arrested.
Oh! The biggest welfare family in the world been arrested for sexual predator charges.
No. That's not what he was arrested for. But royal family, biggest welfare client in the world. Nice. No, he was arrested because it is possible that he gave classified information to Epstein during their association. And Prince Andrew was released under investigation, which means we're not pressing charges, but you're not exonerated either. So he was released under investigation after he was interviewed.
No bond?
No.
Oh, geez.
Well, I mean, dude, it like you said, they're the biggest welfare clients in the world. I mean, you get Prince Andrew to pay a bond. It's like taking money out of one pocket and putting it in the other. I mean, come on. You know, it's your money. The people are supporting this fucking family. But yeah, this is the first arrest, as far as I know, in the Epstein legacy.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting.
Well, let's put it this way. We'll see how many more of the royal family is caught in the net.
I want to see the Clintons get caught in the net.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because, dude, anybody close to the Clintons dies. So let's just say that. You don't fuck with the Clintons. The only reason why I'm able to talk shit about the Clintons right now is because nobody's watching this. And also, I have more guns than you. But nobody's watching this. That's the biggest thing. So I can talk shit about the Clintons. Nobody else can talk shit about the... Dude, you will die. You will die. I mean, they're fucking notorious. Yeah, now, I want to see him get arrested. That would be fucking funny.
Yeah, he's the biggest snake in the grass since he's been governor.
He's an amazing man. He really is. I mean, and I made this point. I was talking to Kevin, my father, and we were talking about Stalin, and I said, yeah, you know, he killed more people than Hitler and blah, blah, blah. And he was talking, and I said, yeah, he was a great man. And he goes, what do you mean great man? I mean, well, it's the type of man that, you know, has a presence. He has a large appetite. He is a player in the world. He created change. Yeah, but you don't like him, do you? I don't fucking know him. And I generally don't like anybody. But I can't deny this is a great man. This is a powerful man. This is a man who, you know, conquered his own life and, for better or worse, most likely worse, created great change in the world. Oh, I guess I see what you're saying by the word great. Yeah, okay, let's take everything out of the lens of good and evil for a second. Fucking people. So, yeah, I mean, you know, great man.
Well, he created NAFTA, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it affected the businesses in this country.
And he fucked a lot of bitches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, let me say again, I don't have a problem with this whole Epstein thing. Most of these chicks were like 16 or something. Get over it. That's the age of consent in a lot of areas of the world. Now, if you're fucking 9-year-olds, all right, that's a little gross. And also, they were. So that sucks. Apparently they were, but then all the people that are coming forward, all the women that are coming forward are saying they were like 16?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you make of this? Because, I mean, they're saying that they're trafficking. There's these pictures of girls with Epstein that are like 9 years old. But then all the women are coming forward are saying, oh, I was 16. So are these 9-year-olds just disappearing? I don't get what's going on.
Well, they're not 9 years old anymore. They're 40 years old. And
yeah, but I'm saying they're saying that they got involved at 16. Nobody's coming forward saying I got involved at 9.
Right. But like I said, sometimes the book, Old Testament Jewish book and the book the Muslims do, that was a religious thing. And like I said,
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, we're talking about way back in the Old Testament with the old Jewish book.
Oh, you're talking about like the child brides in the ancient world?
They were allowed to marry at 13 years old.
I gotcha. Okay.
Like, you don't marry a 13-year-old.
No.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
And as far as Muhammad being a perfect man, he was a pedophile. Allah was a pedophile, period.
Muhammad Ali?
No, Allah, the Muslim prophet. Allah.
Allah is the God in Islam. Muhammad is the prophet.
Yeah, Muhammad was a pedophile.
Pedophile?
The pedophile.
All right.
And that was
I never read the Quran. I have no fucking idea. I'm not interested in your beliefs.
Right.
How can you talk from ignorance? Because I don't think your books are interesting. Write better books, then I'll read them.
Yeah, give me something better to read.
Yeah, make it entertaining.
Well, the whole point is that things screwed up. But then again, it's hard to what to believe. Sometimes,
I don't know. Listen, if they were fucking, and some of the pictures that I've been seeing on TikTok and shit are really disturbing. But nowadays you don't know what's AI and what's not.
Right.
Now I'm not apologizing for these people. Frankly, I don't think people are angry enough. If what is claimed was happening is actually what was going on, like they're trafficking children, they're fucking raping them, killing them, and incinerating their bodies.
You forgot about drinking the blood.
And drinking the blood and the adrenochrome. It sounds a little bit like the satanic panic from the 1980s to me. I've seen this game before. You know what I mean? But if this is what's happening, and a lot of, like, Pizzagate, everybody said, well, that was a QAnon conspiracy theory, and now it looks like, oh shit, this is real. I don't think people are nearly disturbed enough. I'm actually doing a series of paintings right now that's kind of hinging on the, listen, until you see it, until you see the emotional vulnerability that's being preyed upon, I think people just look at it as a statistical phenomenon. It's like Stalin said, the death of one is a horrible thing, but the death of a million is just a statistic. It's difficult for people to wrap their heads around.
Well, let's hope you get your 20 little paintings done, and we'll put it on the market, and we'll see if anybody's interested, or we can hit someone's emotions.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, but we are going to start another podcast just about art. You're going to be our first guest. We're going to talk about the people that you created.
I'm not an artist.
We're going to talk about the people that you created.
Oh, well,
I want to dig into that.
My creations are nothing else, but it's not art.
No,
it's just a crazy idea I got put in my head.
Self-expression.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about what art is. I have some hazy opinions and some very specific opinions about it. I think that Odd Nerdrum, the great painter Odd Nerdrum, which is a horrible name, ODD Nerdrum, I think he's on the right track with his manifesto about kitsch. We could talk about that. We'll talk about it on that podcast. Yeah, it's just as far as this whole Epstein thing goes, it's a broader issue because what they want, the reason why they're peddling in children, whether they're 9 or 16, it's one very specific reason. It's because you're stupid. When you're young, you're stupid. And you'll go along with whatever seems good at the time. You're easy to manipulate. You're not fully developed. And that's what they're doing to the whole of the American public. Why do you think your education system sucks fucking ass? Because they want you to be stupid. Why do you think it's hard to make a living? Because they want you to be poor and desperate. If you're stupid, poor, and desperate, the people with all the resources can make you do whatever they want simply by asking. And you'll do it. Because you're stupid, poor, and desperate. So the way they're treating these little girls, it's a broader issue. That's the way they see the rest of you. That's the way they're treating the rest of you. You people should be far angrier about this than you apparently are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to visually show you how gross and disgusting and heartbreaking this is. And remember, that's you you're looking at. That's how they see you. Do you get it? Better open your eyes. That's how they see you.
They wave a few dollars in front of you, and you're like a trained SEAL.
No shit. That's exactly right.
Well, that's the way the world is.
All right, let's end on something fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's end on something fun. So last week on our podcast, we had some comments from a young man named Jay Youngblood.
Oh.
Who is either schizophrenic or an AI, a subversive AI Russian disinformation bot. I'm leaning towards the latter, but it is more fun to assume that he is the former. Now, he made some comments. He totally trashed one of my videos, if you remember, on Facebook. He goes, "Fuck you, New World Order. You will not win. We the people, blah, 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 blah. You will not win, you globalist elitist." I was like, okay, who's this healthy young man? Then 10 minutes later on another video, he posts a comment, "Hi, my name's Ghost. How are you?" So I reply to that comment. I'm like, did you not remember just trashing me 10 minutes ago? So I replied to the comment. I'm like, "Jay, I'm doing great. I'm just over here winning." And then he goes on another rant. "You will not win, you globalist, elite, Zionist, blah, 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 blah." I was like, okay, this guy, awesome. And I think we pretty much established on the last podcast that this is a bot, which is unfortunate.
But we invited him to the show?
Yeah, so what I did was on the podcast, I sent him a message, and I was like, you know, Jay, you seem like an interesting young man with a lot of interesting ideas. I'd like to extend an open invitation for you to come on the podcast. Just let me know when is good for you." So we got a reply, Harry. We got a reply.
We've been trying for a long time.
So here's the reply. Oh, so I sent that, and then on a different video, I'm pretty sure a different video. Let me check. Yeah, a different video. He goes, after I invited him on the podcast, he goes, "Shut it down, globalist elites, satanic worshipping illegal in the United States of America." No, it isn't. And also, I worship myself. Sorry. And then he goes, "You will not win. You, the globalist elites, we will not comply." And then he goes, "My name is Ghost. Hi, how are you?" "We, the people, have bug out systems underground." So this, "Hi, I'm Ghost. How are you?" This is obviously a bot. "We, the people, have bug out systems underground." And then he goes, "If you erase my comment, I'll check. If it's erase, I'll repost it." Okay, knock yourself out, dude. "We, the people, have the power. The government works for the people, and those who think you can own the government, you don't. There is NWOB, we, the people, period. You, ha. No permission, no digital currency, no digital IT. Our group pushes back." Wow, he's part of a group. I hope he's the leader. That must be a fun group. And then he goes, "We, the people, has had..." Wow, he posted more since I pulled up this tab for the podcast. These weren't here when I pulled this up. "We, the people, has had enough. We are going to take over. We aren't listening to you, our government. It's we, the people, that have the power. You can't push us anywhere. You can't lie to us anymore. You rich bastard. We will tear you a new asshole. We will take care of thing in our own hands. You think you're dismantled the government. We don't give a fuck. We will dismantle you. You don't believe us. Just wait." All right.
Wait a minute. He said she's talking about a bug out bed, so therefore Is he a white supremacist survivalist?
The bug out bag would just be a survivalist, yeah. I kind of have one at this point. Sure. Shit's getting a little weird.
Hey, I want to meet you. If you think you're gonna defeat things in you, but wait a minute, you trust the government? Gee, I think I proved otherwise.
Dude, so I mean, obviously a bot at this point. I mean, like right in the middle of his fucking rant. Hi, my name's Ghost. How are you? What the fuck are you talking about? But I'm still having fun pretending this is a person. Now, after today, this is going to get a little old. But I'm still kind of having fun pretending this is a person.
That's okay if he's a person.
So
maybe a mushroom person.
So let's end the show with this. Let's reply once again to Jay Youngblood.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. What should we reply, Harry?
What can we...
All right. Jay Youngblood. What should we reply? Let me think. Ghost, you are the man. I fucking love you and everything you stand for. I will, if you allow me, suck you off on a regular basis. Would you allow me to do it on the podcast?
Oh!
Sincerely, the Hat Man.
That's an offer that if he's got wolves, he'll show up.
Now, I think I just made him an offer you can't refuse.
Are you taking lessons from John Gotti? Oh no, The Godfather.
Oh, listen, John Gotti and The Godfather weren't giving out blowjobs. That was a different type of offer you can't refuse.
that was a blowaway.
Yeah.
Boom!
Little different. But listen, if this is a real person, I will suck him off on camera if he can get here. 100%. That's a promise.
I'll make him a good meal.
Once I've drained his balls, he can eat some good food. All right, Harry, we're gonna wrap up, man. Soapbox time. You have anything you want to go out on? I think we covered a lot of good ground.
We covered a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Take some of it serious, some delirious, but take the thing serious about freeing yourself.
Yeah.
And that is 100% accurate, and that's what it's all about. And I hope the people that are looking at this really look at my information and try to free yourself.
Yeah.
And when we get this artwork done, you're going to buy it. Hat Man's hat artwork. You're going to own a treasure. You're going to own a piece of the Hat Man's soul.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Right.
I appreciate that.
So just do your artwork.
I hope the new channels that we're setting up that are not called New World Order, which is obviously shadow banning us. I hope they do well. We'll be okay. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Thank you once again for watching the New World Order broadcast. Buy a theremin. Link in the description. I don't make any money on it. I just think it's a cool device. Thank you very much once again for watching the New World Order broadcast. And just remember, we're watching you too.
Is watching. There are strangers